right.
Hi everybody, I'm Lisa DiFebo. Welcome to DiFebo's Market. I'm so excited. Caroline, my great partner here at the market, and Monica, we are going to do just really fun. Monica, say hi. Hi. We're going to do fun pop-up demos. We might have some chocolate demos coming up in the future, but really quick stuff that you can take and make at home. And one of the things I wanted you to see is how we make clams and spaghetti, right? I'm always looking for a quick dish at home at the end of a long day to make and just, quickly put it together. My kids love it, everybody loves it, so I'm going to show you how my father taught me, and hopefully now I'm going to teach you. So the first thing we're going to do is I have a pot of water on. Choose your pasta. Everybody, I don't think that there is a standard pasta. Some people like thin angel hair pasta, some people like thicker pasta. Today I'm going to use Kitara pasta. And Kitara pasta is something I grew up on. This is a Kitara. This was my grandmother's. We roll out the pasta, you roll it and it drops through. We don't use this anymore. Monica, who is my professional pasta maker, she makes it out of our machine. So all of our pasta here at the market, as well as Rehoboth and Bethany, are made fresh by Monica. So today I'm going to use Kitara pasta, and Kitara is a little square pasta. It's not flat, it's not round, it's square. So it's a little meatier. Whenever I'm going to use a ragu or something that's heavy, I want to use a heavier pasta. So let's get started. So this is how we make it. I'm hoping to make it in 10 minutes or less. I'm going to start with some olive oil. There's always a question on, do you want extra virgin olive oil? Do you want regular olive oil? I start with regular. And Kelly is my videographer today, so I might have to ask Kelly to come and take a look at this, because this is my secret in this pan. So when people make dishes in the restaurant, we start off with enough oil in the pan that things in the pan can move. See how that moves? If it doesn't move, there's not enough oil, all right? So we want this to be a part of our sauce. So we want to put enough in here that the sauce and everything in it will move around, okay? We're gonna start building our flavor. This is how my father, Bobby, who most of you know, has been making this dish since we were little. This would be our Friday night dish, because as Roman Catholics, we could never eat meat on Friday, never. Not even that it was a holiday, we just weren't allowed to eat meat. So it was always pizza, clams and spaghetti, or grilled cheese and tomato soup. So this is what I'm going to show you today. So we're going to start off with the olive oil in the pan. I put a little bit of garlic. There's no measurements, first of all. If you like garlic, go for the garlic. If you want a little bit of garlic because it makes you smell, then just put a little bit in there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little pinch of pepper flake in the bottom of that. It's just enough to give it some depth of flavor. It's not even enough to make it spicy. So we're going to put in our pepper flake. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to give you a piece of an olive. My dad's always put olives in his pasta. So you can do, again, as much or as little as you like. And you can use any type of olive. You can use an oil-cured olive. You can use a briny olive. You can use whatever kind of olive you like, but put an olive in there. And it also brings out the olive oil flavor. So there's the olive. And then the next thing I'm going to put in here to saute in the start of my sauce is, this is my little secret. You can either use sardines or you can use anchovies. I am using a little bit of sardine. It is just great flavor. And look, I'm going to pour the oil. Can you go in there? From the sardine right into that. Isn't that beautiful? You can actually smell it. Can you smell it?
Yeah.
It's a little stinky. But the sardine smells, but it's good.
The olive oil smells
Yeah, the olive oil makes it smell really good. Once this starts getting a little brown, which it might take a little bit of time, we're going to add the clams. So I'm going to show you something. I just bought this on YouTube, not YouTube, Amazon, and I sent Jordan, which is fun. So I love gadgets, and so I bought this on Amazon. And it's a little cheese grater. Now, those of you that are Italian, maybe Miss Terry here, knows that it's a big no-no to put cheese with seafood. I love cheese with seafood. And you do too. In fact, you do too? Yeah. My father would always get angry at me at the restaurant if I finished the dish with cheese. Yeah, you can't have cheese in that, blah, blah, blah. So what I found was this great little kind of gadget. And for cheese grating, you can kind of, you know, do zoodles if you want to make this zoodle. And look, you can grate cheese into this. If Jordan's watching, I just got Jordan one too. So I'm sure he's been using it. Also, let's talk about cheese. I grew up on Locatelli. So Locatelli is my favorite cheese. It is just a little salty, it's got good flavor. It's just a good cheese. All right, this is getting nice and brown now. And now I'm gonna season the oil with black pepper. And I put a healthy amount in here. And I'm gonna do a healthy amount of salt. And watch how much salt I'm putting in here. A good amount of salt. This water should taste like the sea water. There should be no, it should be like you can stick your finger in it and yep, it tastes like the ocean. That's how much salt should be in here. Because if we salt this properly and we salt this properly, there won't be any need for salt after we're done cooking, okay? So I am going to now drop my clams. Let me tell you a secret about these clams. So I'm going to use fresh clams. They are a pain in the neck when you're doing a cooking demo because the fresher the clam, the longer it takes for them to open. Because they are like this. They don't want to die. So they're holding on for dear life before they pop. So I'm just going to use a couple of them just so I can show you what I do here. And then I like, and again, this is just the way we were brought up, I like using a little clam juice with some chopped clam. Do you, Terry? Okay. I have young Terry here watching me. So I do this, and this will help these open up. So now we're making a really nice clam sauce. I'm going to pour all that. Okay.
Teresa says she always puts cheese on fish.
Nice. Teresa, I put cheese on fish too. I can put cheese on everything.
Yeah, you put cheese on everything.
Everything. Yeah. Even when we cook at the restaurant.
We love cheese.
So I have tomatoes. So some people want to know if the difference with a red and a white. I like white. Terry likes white too. Bridget, what do you like? White or red? White. But sometimes I'm in for a little bit of red. If I do, I would just take a little tomato at this point, which I think I will, and just put some color in here, just to have it give us some flavor. And I hope my dad's not watching, but I am going to add a little bit of cheese. Now, I am going to also put butter in this, but I got to bring this to a boil, which is a pain in the neck. In fact, let's switch. Okay. Maybe we put this over there, because this one's bigger. There you go. And this one there. Yeah. So this is going to come to a boil pretty quick. Do you guys have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Do you have any questions? We're going to put this on top just to get the clams open. All right, and in the meantime, I am going to, this water came to a nice rolling boil. So especially with cooking with fresh pasta, it has to be boiling. It has to be very rapid boil. Because if you put it in there, then it just festers, it just melts. It doesn't shock it and cook it. All right, so typically it's going to take about 3 minutes. So I'm going to put a couple of my Kitara pastas in the water. And if my grandmother was here, she would tell you never put metal in with fresh pasta. You have to always use a wooden spoon. Monica's going to get me a wooden spoon because I don't want to mess that up. And then, oh wow, look at that. So see, I'm glad I switched. This is my Mac Daddy. So this is starting to come to a boil. As soon as those clams open, oh, I have another one, another trick, is sometimes you want to wake them up. Give them a little tap. Especially on the line at night when we're cooking, we do everything fresh. So we gotta wake these bad boys up. All right? But you want this to come to a nice boil like this. And then it does smell very good. You can give yourself a clam stew. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm going to cover it again. And then,
So you always use a pan to cover, not a lid for the...
we just don't have a lid. In the restaurant, we always use a pan. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to go in here with Tom just because I have to pull this apart a little. So this is a great pasta. I love this pasta. All right. So we broke it up. We didn't break it up. We moved it around just so that it's not sticking. Let's see what our clams are doing. We probably have another couple minutes here. Can I also say something? My friend Diane Brown, she doesn't eat clams. So we were texting last night and she's like, oh, I don't want clams. And I said, well, you can make the same dish, but you can add shrimp or you can add crab. So where I went in with the clams, don't put the clams in, put a couple shrimp in there. And I leave the tails on my shrimp. I've always done it since we opened the restaurant in 1989. Look what she found. And we sell these here, by the way. So I leave the tails on the shrimp because it adds flavor. When you make stock, you use those shrimp bodies and whatnot to make your stock. So it makes sense that leaving the tail on is going to give you some more flavor. All right? So these guys must be really, really fresh because they are refusing to go down. They do not want to open.
Lisa, tell me about the crab. You soft shell crab? What do you use?
You can guess what? So soft shell, let's do all three. So if you do soft shell crab, which I did for a party this summer, for a private party, I would do my oil, garlic, everything, sardines, everything exactly the same way. And I would take my soft shells and cut them in half. And just as this starts to come to a boil, or a simmer, I should say, then I would add my crab, my soft shells, and then toss it, finish it with butter, add my butter into the pasta, and we would go from there. If it's shrimp, the same thing. The only thing I can tell you about shrimp, see at this point, if you were to put shrimp in here, pull them out, because shrimp literally take seconds to cook, honestly. If they stay gray, then that means they're not done. All right, so look, now this is nice and boiling. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of butter, and we're gonna put some butter. You have to put gold butter in, and you have to do it when it's very, very hot. Because if you don't do it when it's hot, it's going to get greasy, and you don't want it to be greasy, okay? Okay, we're gonna have some fun again, and we are gonna change again. Monica? See? You just adapt. You just do what you need to do. So now our sauce is pretty much done. And if you notice, I didn't really put any fresh herbs. I like to just finish with it. I don't put it until the very end, which I'm gonna do now. A little bit. How pretty. The tomatoes are cooking down nicely, see? They're nice and just a little bit of color. It doesn't make it a tomato sauce. And look how thick this is, right? That's just from the butter.
What were the herbs?
Just parsley.
Just parsley.
Excuse me, yeah. Okay. All right. This is going to be just a second now. Yeah. You taste it. I can tell it's not done. Yeah. And then, you try it? Yeah. Oh, I can feel it.
Stephanie Ferris says she's never used butter in this dish before, but she bet it adds great flavor.
Oh, it makes it
Much
thick
better.
too. Hi, Steph. Yeah, it makes it nice and thick, see? And then it'll stick to your pasta. So the one thing I do, and I've been telling everybody here when they come in to get fresh pasta, is do what I'm doing on your stove. Have your pot of boiling water, and then have your sauce next to it. You shouldn't really have to drain your pasta in your sink. You should take it right from the pot right into your pan. Now, if you're feeding a very large family, we have like a big rondo at home. But you should try to saute that. Now, if it's red sauce or marinara, things like that, typically you put it in the bowl, you give it a little stir, and then you put a little bit more on top. But yeah.
Angie's watching from Seattle.
Who is?
Angie.
Nice. From Seattle. I think I know who that Angie is. Hi, Angie from Seattle. I think that might be my RV partner. I think it is.
Angie Crowell?
Yes. So Angie, my Aunt Angela, is on, and I have to tell you, all the cookies that are in the market, my aunt so kindly gave me all my grandmother's recipes for her cookies, and that's what we make every day. And it's funny, where is Joanne? Can you pan over to Joanne? Joanne makes all my family's cookies. And then look, these, real quick, hold on. This is almost ready. These are my Aunt Marianne's biscotti. So I know that Steph is watching, and we call them Aunt Mary's biscotti. Yeah, they're really, really good. Let's have a few of those. Are we good to go? All right, well, let's cook it in here, just because it's time probably for everybody to leave. It's going to be too long to demo. I wanted it to be really quick. So here, I'm going to put this in here, right into the pan. Can you see up there? Yeah. And we're going to let that cook. And guess what? Can we switch it up? Yeah. Monica is such a sport. Thank you. This one's a little bit more powerful, and you see, you definitely need that, you know, that boil on it, because now I want to cook it a little bit in the pasta. That's why, or in the sauce. That's why you want to cook your pasta al dente, because you really want it to get into the sauce. All right. I'm going to try a little. Try it? Yeah, of course. I'm going to finish with a little bit more parsley. I'm sorry. Can you have pepper? I'm going to do a little bit more black pepper. I'm not going to do a lot any more salt, but a good amount of black pepper. And now, sorry. I'm sorry, but I love it. I love it. And now look how beautiful that is. All right. And then I'm going to shut this off. We are good to go. And let's get a couple plates and we'll let everybody taste it. And Monica, do you want to get a couple of those plates, the gold plates? It looks so good. That's really it. So it's 12:20. So we've been on live for 20 minutes. And in 20 minutes, we created a fabulous, I think, pasta dish. And I hope you guys love it, and I'm gonna let everybody here taste it. And notice I didn't even taste it, and I'm letting everybody else taste it. And it's good.
Marina wants to know if we can buy it in the market today.
I'll make it for you.
And we got a shout out that Joanne's the best.
This is really good, actually. I'm very happy. All right, thank you guys. Listen, we will be doing pop-up demos. We'll keep us on Facebook. We'll let you know when we do it again. I think Caroline might be doing the next one on fresh mozzarella. So, right?
Yes.
All right. See ya. Have a good day. Come to the market.